Hello, everybody! Saba is now connecting. Adrian.
I am.
I gotta put a fucking parsec for this. I was so happy when we were hanging out pre-stream talking about the thing we're not going to talk about, and I didn't have to do a parsec.
You were okay. First off, you were happy.
Well, I was happy because we weren't doing parsec. You know what's that? Yeah, I was happy because it was a scenario that was completely ideal, and you can't disprove that because we're not going to talk about it.
Because we're not going to talk about it.
It was definitely the thing that made me happy.
What the fuck was that noise?
Well.
Did you hear that?
Sorry, that was my phone.
What the fuck?
I got a new phone, but it's super cute. The like notification thing. It's called Treasure, and I think it sounds a little like Legend of Zelda. Like,
I think like, straight up, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's super fun. I'll try to lower it though.
I appreciate that. Saba's also streaming. Perfect. We're waiting for Adrian. We're waiting for Adrian.
Yeah, but me streaming is just my music at the beginning.
Okay.
Let me look up Parsec. Stupid ass app for stupid people.
Yo!
Thank
you, Silveroon. I really appreciate you.
Oh my god.
Wow, 30 months?
I know! Silveroon's the only subscriber that I have. Silveroon is the OG. When's the last time you saw Mikey?
Here, hanging out with us. I think like relatively recently.
Did we see him last week? There we go.
I'm not sure.
But
so did you have a good time on your trip, by the way?
Mikey was here 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I could talk about I could talk about Vegas. So just got back from Vegas for anybody who was unaware. On a business like conference thing. I specifically told myself that I was going to be doing all touristy shit, and guess what? It was way better than last year. Going to a bunch of sessions where I'm bored out of my fucking mind versus going to like my first Cirque du Soleil show, going to Omega Mart, going to
Omega Mart's fun.
Omega Mart was so good. And Saba, wait, so Saba, you went?
I've been to Omega Mart, yeah.
Did you solve the mystery?
Okay, so you have to pay extra to get like a little card
It's
thing.
$3.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that was something you could do after we were like 60% of the way done. Like a couple of friends, but I was hearing about what was happening and like the narrative.
Saba, we have to go to Omega Mart together. It is 1,000,000,000% a Sunday stream in real life.
Do you know as well, like the people who are like working there, it is actually, they are acting like they will change their behavior depending on like, and that was super cool, like hearing like, okay, the further you get into like the mystery, the more hostile the workers will be with you. It is really cool.
So, but it was like, I don't know, like a major highlight of the event. My team, so it turns out that the AT&T team is largely just antisocial. Like, they don't do anything at GSX. They went to, like, the things that were mandatory, and then just went to dinners and hung out in their hotel rooms all day. Which is fine, like, you're allowed to do that, but it's like, it was a very stark difference from this year, where my team was constantly doing stuff, constantly inviting me to, like, different events and whatnot. You'll see in that set of pictures that I sent, I got to go to my first speakeasy, and guess what? It's just as amazing as I thought it would be. It was really good.
I would want to get into a speakeasy just to ask them for a non-alcoholic drink.
Well, it was very funny because my good friend and coworker Rich, I very famously don't drink, right? And I say that pretty consistently, so that way people are familiar with it. So we're in the speakeasy, the waitress comes up, asks, "Can you get, do you want anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll have like a martini." And then she looks to me, and he goes, "He doesn't drink." And she goes, "Oh." And then walks away.
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you in a speakeasy then? It's like, oh man,
because my friends are here. Like, are you stupid?
Also, the vibe of that speakeasy was fucking peak. It was like pop jazz, and the singer, like you could see him on the mic there in that picture that I sent. He apparently was like one of the finalists on America's Got Talent, or American Idol rather, but they never actually put him on the show because he didn't make it. Because like in American Idol, they have like narratives that they try to build over time, and they didn't think that he had much of a narrative, so they just cut him from the show entirely. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, by the way, the same night that, so at first it was the global celebration at the F1 Center, right? It was essentially just a really long building where everybody was just kind of hanging out. They had Drew McIntyre there, and it was fine. Like, it was okay. When I tell you that these random guys in a speakeasy fucking blew Drew McIntyre out the water, would be an understatement. Like, just straight up, aggregate, like, I don't know how much you're supposed to tip in this situation, but aggregate across the three of us that were there, we were like, we need to give them $50 or more. Because it was like really good.
Nice.
There was a moment at the speakeasy that was very funny as well that I can share, which was so the guy on the trumpet, his name was Steve, and he was doing fucking awesome solos. Like every song he had like just a great trumpet solo. And the guy on the mic goes, "Who thinks Steve's being real sexy tonight?" And so me and the guys thought that everybody in the room was going to cheer because he was doing great. But it ended up just being the three of us who cheered. And so the guy on the mic goes, "Hopefully some of you were women." And it's like fucking kind of embarrassing, but he was really good, man.
Funny. Men should appreciate when other men are being sexy.
That's not, listen, I'm not,
You don't
saying
have to
he was
feel
doing really
attracted
well.
to him. Well, you can be objective about people that can be objectively sexy, okay?
No, Saba, you don't
Being
understand.
sexy
Cheering in that situation was flirting, and therefore I get banned.
And therefore you get
Anyway,
therefore
moving
you get
on.
kicked out of the club.
Moving on. But yeah, it was great. I saw my first Cirque du Soleil show. I saw Ka. I wanted to see O, because O is apparently the best one that they have in Vegas, but unfortunately it had just gone off season. It only goes off season for like a month or like a couple weeks, I think, at a time. And it just so happened to be one of the weeks where it was off season. So that was disappointing. But I saw Ka instead. And let me tell you, motherfucker, if Ka isn't the best Cirque du Soleil show, O might just fucking rapture me to heaven. Because Ka was awesome. It was so good. It was literally just what if Final Fantasy was like an acrobatic musical, you know? Yeah.
It was good. Glad you had a fun time.
Had a great time. I don't know if you can hear it, but my voice is shot from so much yelling. And then I'm pretty sure I'm coming down with a sickness. I'm getting down with the sickness.
Well, you gotta have, what is it? At least this is your yearly sick.
That's true. I do get sick exactly once per year, so. Well, that wasn't until COVID, but. By the way, Silver Rune, I'll have you know, I remember that Psychic is super effective against poison for some fucking reason.
Oh, Silver Rune too. I know you're not in my. Wait, I don't know if you're here or not in my chat.
I mean, Silver Rune's probably listening to you. Silver.
Yay!
All right, you fucking piece of shit. Come on, man.
I did add a new emote on for like the free. And if you post it, and if you post it in Zach's, I want to see his reaction.
Oh God.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, I'm using it immediately.
Couldn't you post it in my chat?
Oh, I could, but that takes the fun away from
Having Silver Rune do it?
Participating
What
in
the
this
fuck is
activity.
this?
Yes!
It's so small. What the fuck is this? Oh, God damn it. You fucking...
Yes! K-pop Demon Hunters! Yes!
Man, I'm gonna reiterate that fucking that Onion article of like who is K-pop Demon Hunters for? Anybody who can make it past the title. That's really fucking funny, man.
Yeah, that's the other one. That one you already know it. But the one I put is like a lurk thing. So I was like, yeah, for anyone who wants to like lurk, they can also just put that emote. Which I'm like, it's
There
pretty
you go.
neat.
I do like the
I
do like the Dratini.
Yeah, and that's for people who have subscribed to me. So thank you, Silver Root. I appreciate that. I'm happy this is a perk I could provide for you.
Gotta get it up, purified! Purified!
You did not register that as English at first. Thought you were just making some like Mario telling like some Luigi sounds.
It's some Luigi sounds.
Luigi.
Alright, purified Luigi.
Luigi.
Alright, so
Nice.
so this bitch is purified now.
Why do you guys think he says that? Why do you guys think he says Luigi?
Luigi! How?
I was there was also an emote.
Oh,
that had, like,
I need to. Sorry, I need
Kirby
to.
with like hearts around him, and I was like, this is really cute. But then I thought about it for more than 5 seconds, and I was like, the odds of this being used for something I don't like is probably higher than what I think it actually is. So I opted for the lurk one. But there was a bunch of other cute ones too. This is the one we got. This is the one my people have been bequeathed.
Bequeathed.
I bequeathed it on you.
Gosh. I don't know who's familiar with this, but Vegas is in a desert, and the Pacific Northwest is borderline rainforest.
It's like kind of hot, right? Was it pretty hot?
I mean, it was like decently hot. It's still the desert, right? But at the same time, it's like, you know, it wasn't like 100. It wasn't like 100+ degrees.
Okay.
It was like
Boiling live.
low 90s, which is still really hot. But it's crazy that it's like 2 of the 5 days that I was out there, it was hotter in Portland than it was in Vegas.
Wow, that's pretty ironic. So you did escape the heat. It's kind of like when I went to like Italy and I was like, I can't believe, but I'm actually like, around like in Cali, it was like cooler than it was in Italy, and I was like, why do I go to someplace that's hot? But you are right. It is very tiny.
Oh. Adrian.
If emote is too tiny, I may shift it to something else.
The emote is very small. It's hard to recognize what the emote is at first glance.
Okay, I will send you.
If anything, Saba,
options.
grab the actual file and then just straight up zoom in on his face, because the face is the funny thing anyway, right?
Yeah, it's like there's extra space. I just don't. Let me see here.
You were asking for me, Zach.
I was asking for you, Adrian. I wanted to ask you for your banter topics.
Okay, I have mentioned a couple of them.
You have, yes. You've been doing more than me recently, which I appreciate.
Okay, 2 of these, 3 of these I already talked about. 4 of these I already talked about. 5
Are they
I already
not?
talked about.
Did I not mark them off?
5, you did not mark off the 5 that I talked about on stream, but the last 2.
All right, can you tell me what the earliest one that you did talk about was?
Horse race tests.
Holy shit! You did healthy Itachi. I do remember that. We have to
finish them.
Oh, we did not finish them. We can go back. Saba had a rolling a taco. I don't know what that means. Parts you weren't there for? What was that?
I talked about that. That was me saying how I think it's weird when a story follows someone that's not the protagonist when the protagonist isn't there at all, and this gives you like.
Well, they become the protagonist.
That's just saying it gives you dramatic irony.
Right, because you as the audience have information that the ostensible protagonist does not.
Oh, actually, there's one earlier that I also talked about. I haven't talked about plays the bad guy or characters claiming things with authority. I haven't talked about those yet either. But anyway, well, there's stuff that's even part of the back that I haven't talked about yet. But yeah,
is there anything else? Fighting game lore accurate mode. That's just funny.
We did talk about that.
All right,
I think where it was like, you know, but yeah, I guess the earliest one that I haven't talked about is playing as the bad guy's difficulty option. Oh, I did talk about Futurama Dreams Ads Are Real, but anyway,
Playing as the villains, that does exist in several games. I think I've talked about it before. Have I ever? Do you remember me talking about Front Mission 3?
No.
So the long and the short of it, it's a mecha game, right? So the way that the game functions is that super early on, you're presented with a choice. What you're supposed to do is go to the library and study for your upcoming classes, but your friend like messages you and says, hey, why don't you come to the market and we'll hang out instead, right? Well, it turns out that if you go to the library, there's an attack by rebel forces that allegedly kills your best friend. You join the like government military force, and that's the normal way to play the game because that's what you're told to do. But if you choose, and it's just a binary choice, by the way, you're literally picking library or market as like the thing. If you pick market, instead you go to the market where it's revealed that your friend wanted to bring you into the Rebel Alliance in order to fight back against the tyrannical government. And now you are playing as the bad guys from the first campaign, where it has this crazy difficulty curve where the very beginning of each like chapter, the first missions are by far the hardest, but then they get slightly easier as time goes on until you have the boss fight where it gets really hard again. And so it's like, it's this really interesting thing where like the main game has like a pretty normal difficulty curve for a video game, whereas the other version, which you could absolutely pick by just being like, oh, I want to go hang out with my friend, right? The other one is by far more difficult, and it's not a difficulty curve as much as it is like a difficulty saw blade, which I think is really interesting.
That is interesting. That is more in-depth than the concept idea that I had pop into my head. What I was thinking of was like, you know how there's like games where like if you fuck up and fail something repeatedly, they'll make it easier for you. Deltarune and Undertale are examples of this. I had the idea of like imagining like a JRPG type of game or some sort of action game where like, well, not action game, but like an RPG kind of game where like there's like turns and actions you can take that are like very discrete. I was imagining like if there's like a really hard boss ever and you fuck up repeatedly, if the game like gave you an option to like play as the boss against your characters to twofold: A, give you a chance to, if you want to, just throw as the boss so the protagonist can proceed.
Okay.
And B, also see what abilities the boss has and what exactly like the details in their attacks and what they do. To like learn what, like if you do want to go back and like try to be legit, like have more knowledge, like okay, this is exactly what the boss can do with these triggers and whatnot, and like have a glimpse of their AI or whatever.
So
I mean, like you can't use this move until this trigger is met as a boss or whatever.
So as a follow-up to that, I think you could actually make something really interesting out of that. I think like imagine an RPG, right? This is what, like, I'm essentially restating your thing, but with an extra little twist. Imagine an RPG where you are level 1 and all the bad guys are level 100, because why wouldn't they be, right? But you, as you said, have the ability to like mind control them, and it becomes a reverse puzzle where as the maybe a little bigger sub, I'm not sure.
I can't even tell if it made a difference because I definitely
it did. It's big. It's bigger. The portal now, okay. Yeah, the portal now reaches the side of the sides of the emote versus before where there was a gap. So it is bigger, but once again, I think you could just zoom in on his face and it will be more effective. But anyway, sorry. What was I saying?
Fixing it one more time. Sorry.
Adrian, what was the last thing I just said? Shit, I don't remember.
You were saying it becomes a reverse puzzle.
It becomes a reverse puzzle where while you're mind controlling the boss, you still have to figure out how to get the boss to defeat themselves without killing you first. And so it's like, It still actually has a lot of challenge to it, because it's like you're essentially trying to figure out how to derail a massive train before it like runs into you. That could be really interesting, actually.
I see.
Gee. It's like, all right, I get 2 actions on my turn. By default, I'm going to mind control you because otherwise I die. But then I get 1 action to do before I mind control you. and then on your turn you also get 2 actions, but now you're mind controlled. But I have to figure out how to do that without getting fucking cut in half or blown to pieces. Or
in this game, you wouldn't be able to like pass turn as the boss. You would have to spend actions doing things in their ability list.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
Figure out how to move or like not kill you or whatever.
I think genuinely, actually, Adrian, could you do me a favor? Could you write that down somewhere? I think that's a really interesting idea. Because now I'm thinking of like fucking God Demon Sephiroth or whatever, where it's like still not immune to mind control, but you're still level 1 or whatever, you know.
I'll just leave it in the banter topics, but yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll try to go back to refer to that at some point. But yeah, that's a great idea.
And then characters declaring things with authority. This is like not really very specific, but I just like wanted to. I guess I wanted your thoughts of how do you feel like when a character will say that something is definitely going to happen, knowing that they're in fiction, so either it is or isn't, or I don't know. Like,
I mean, that's like real life, right?
Right, but it's a weird thing of like, there's times where like, where like someone's confident, like you can kind of tell based on the scenario, like, oh, we're definitely gonna make it here with no issues whatsoever. It's like, it's a narrative. There's gonna be conflict.
Obviously that's gonna be that's gonna be ironic later or something. Like I can give you an example of the flip side. In Death Stranding 1, there's a character in it named Heartman, where the idea is that he's only alive for 11 minutes at a time. And then he dies, so that way he can explore like the world of the undead, and then a defibrillator resuscitates him at the very last second. I think he's gone for 5 minutes. So it's like it's a constant cycle of like 11 minutes, 5 minutes, 11 minutes, 5 minutes, so on and so forth. So there are 2 separate 11-minute dialogues separated by him dying for 5 minutes, where he's pontificating about all of this like crazy esoteric like info that he can't possibly, like, he's just conjecturing, but because he's in a Kojima game, you know he's 100% correct, because Kojima doesn't want to explain his logic, he wants to have a character tell you his logic. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what you're describing on the flip side, where it's like, this is insane. The stuff that Heartman is talking about here is absolutely batshit insane, and he has literally no proof to support it, but at the same time, you know it's true because you're in a narrative.
I will also say that one other offspring of this that gets me emotional every single time is like last stand scenarios, like kind of like Gandalf, where it's like a character declares like they will do everything in their absolute power to have this one outcome, even if it fucking kills them, and then it kills them, but it does get the outcome. Like heroic sacrifices like that, where it's like a side to be like, don't worry, I'll hold them off, and I'll make sure you have enough time to escape. And the guys escape while crying tearfully, and the guy's like, no, he sacrificed himself for us, but he did do it successfully. I think that's great, and I think it's lame when that fails. I think it's lame when they say like, I will definitely make sure that I sacrifice this, and then it doesn't mean anything. It's like, come on, man.
Well, can I springboard off that slightly, like just into a little bit of a tangent? I am of the opinion, and I think the two of us agree, including Saba, but I know she's working on Photoshop right now. Subverting expectations can be interesting, can be good, but I think that for a long period of time, and still kind of to this day, Saba, we could finally see what it fucking looks like. Thank God. I can now barely tell what it is.
Okay, I'm okay with that, because I was like, I still want the little portal. So I was like,
right, because he's poking his head out.
It's kind of weird, because this is the only one that I think was kind of, the scaling is actually a little bit smaller, but this is the one I want to use, so... Because it was either this or, and you can finish, and because I just wanted to, I can share like the other ones that I was interested in doing.
Sure.
But I thought this one was fun
because
it's like lurking.
Yeah, Beldum! No! Damn it.
By the way, someone, I don't know if Akira's still here, but was talking about, there's a Gundam JRPG on PlayStation, and apparently it's called Saga of MS? Saga A New Dawn. Apparently it's a good game. Because it's their favorite.
Adrian, what were we talking about?
You're about to say something you think that I agree with you on, and then you think that Saba did too, and then Saba came back from photoshopping.
No, but, okay, so sorry. What were we talking about before that? So I can try to find the track again.
We were talking about subverting expectations,
Right,
and how you were
thank
going
you.
to say something poignant about the last few years.
So I think that and still to this day, I feel like there's a contingent of people that thought that subverting expectations in and of itself was interesting, when I think definitively we have seen that that is not the case. Right?
You need something else. It's like you
Like
can't
if
just
the
have
thing, if
ketchup
the thing
without
that,
nothing.
if you are setting up a scenario and then subvert it, but the thing you subvert into is less interesting than the scenario that you were like that you were implying, then go fuck yourself. It's not interesting, right? Like Saba, I think the number one example I can think of. By the way, those are very cute. I actually like the second one way more than the first one.
So the only thing is, right? Because I was like, the first one I thought was cute because with the hearts, but then I was like, I feel like people could use this in a creepy scenario, and I'll be very disappointed, but I'll have like no control over it. So that's why I was like, maybe not. And then the second one I also thought was cute, but I already have this emote.
The Dawn, the Dawn Eevee one.
No, this one.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that's from Genshin Impact.
Fuck you.
But it's already like a little celebratory thing, so I was like, this feels really similar, and also these two also don't have sussy in them, so I wanted the little crow.
That's fair enough. Oh, Mylodika's evolving into an Ampharos! But yeah.
I hope you enjoy that.
So Saba, I would say that a really, really good example of subverting expectations going poorly, or at least like being less interesting, would be Firewatch.
Oh, getcha. Yeah. Okay. So what did people assume Firewatch was going to be?
I'm not gonna say assume. I'm gonna say the game heavily, heavily, heavily implies like some government conspiracy, some like alien shit going on, like something deep and interesting happening in the national park. But then it turns out like, oh, it's actually just a guy. It's just a guy who's kind of crazy.
But I guess normal, but like Firewatch, it is subverting an expectation, but it's not subverting like a trope, right? This is a separate issue, like where these are two separate things we're talking about, right?
Are we?
Like you're not overlapping, because it's like subverting expectations versus subverting trope.
Because like, Adrian was talking about subverting the trope of the heroic sacrifice failing, right? I said like, let me tangent slightly, where it's like, I'm extending that to be a little bit grander of the idea of just like subverting into something that is less interesting. That's what I was saying.
So, because in case of Firewatch, I don't really think there was a trope there, but they definitely set you up for something that people perceive to have been grand, just to be like, ha, it's not that. And we're all like, but that's so boring. Like it's, and once again, I will always reference one of like my favorite movies. It's called Adaptation. I don't know if you guys
I love
have seen
Adaptation.
it.
Great movie.
And I think I actually
Starring Nicolas Cage.
Starring Nicolas Cage as playing twins.
True.
So pretty impressive. I don't know, Adrian, have you seen it?
I've never seen it. I hate it because I've never seen it. I'm the opposite of Zach on this scenario.
But it's like essentially, it's almost like a perfect explanation on like writing like screenplays, because the whole premise, like at the beginning of it, you may feel like you're bored of it, but it's so genius the level of play is here, because by the time the latter half of the movie shows up, it's genius. And let me tell you, if you're watching it and if you feel bored at the beginning of it, you need to wait and see it through.
Well, because just to make sure that people understand, it's a movie about writing movies that then becomes about a character struggling to write movies, and it loops infinitely on itself at one point.
But it's super.
But it is good. It is good. It is very good. And I agree. I agree with Saba's assessment of it's like, it's actually a really good treatise on what it's like to write, I
about
guess.
what's interesting
Yeah.
and like what like the audience actually has fun with, right? Because that was like I think the big thing about like Firewatch is that the whole plot narrative of there being like CIA or like the secret agent for Silver, thank you for doing Calcifer as well, where it's yeah, it was just clearly the more like high stakes fun that people like
a narrative, like a narrative where as a like, because the idea of it's like, because you know what happens in Firewatch, right? Well, I mean, not literally, but like just rhetorically, what happens in Firewatch is you start in a normal scenario, which is being a park ranger, and then over time it gets more and more interesting, only to then be like, actually, all that like very keen evidence that we put in front of, yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's not even like we're
crazy evidence.
It's not even like we're misinterpreting stuff. It's like, no, they're setting it up to be misinterpreted purposefully, and then being like, ha, we tricked you because we misinterpreted the situation on your behalf.
But at the same time, if you recall, it's like there's actual like weather instruments, like really crazy stuff that wouldn't normally be out there anyway.
Yeah, so like that's the other thing. Remember, in that tent with the weather analysis, like the thing that's revealed later to be a weather analysis machine. Don't forget, that's where you find the clipboard that has all the like info on you and Stella or whatever, right? Where it's like, because the guy who went crazy in the woods just so happened to be there and accidentally left his clipboard behind. And it's like, go fuck yourself. Come on, man. Like, that's obviously that's misleading.
That's almost, I would say it's unfulfilled promises almost. Like, you can't...
Sure.
Like, it's subversion, but it's a subversion of an almost unfulfilled... Because it's like, once again, it would have been way more interesting if they had gone that direction. Subverting tropes, like, subverting tropes normally is like, there's a pre-established trope that you want to, like... Obviously, subvert is the word here. But, like, there are some people that just do it for the sake of doing it. Like, not because it aids the story, not because... it makes the story more interesting. Some people are just like, aren't I cool because I didn't use this trope? I did the opposite of the trope, and that sometimes happens. And
like
it's
things can be tropey, but like tropes persist for a reason.
Like,
kinda.
You know what a good subversion of a trope is?
Sure.
Knives Out.
Very, very true. Very much agree.
Knives Out is pretty perfect in its subversion, and it still captures your attention, and it
because it's a murder mystery that becomes not about the murder mystery, right?
But in the end, you still get the reveal.
You still get the fucking parlor room scene, and it's like, dude.
And this is the point. You're only able to manipulate like a rule. You should only break a rule once you truly understand the rule. And in reality, it was a subversion that also worked alongside the trope. That's what made it really good.
I do want to point out though that like a really good example, or like an example that people cite. Knives Out and Glass Onion are peak. I don't like Glass Onion as much as Knives Out. I think Knives Out is a masterpiece, whereas Glass Onion
Knives
feels
Out was
a little...
also first of its kind as well.
Well, it's been a long time since we had like a really high quality murder mystery like that. But if I'm not mistaken, that's Rian Johnson, right? Like both of them are Rian Johnson. Another subversion of expectations that people cite as being bad, which I kind of agree with, is The Last Jedi, which I believe was also directed by him, where it's like they're talking about this like really interesting idea of like there is no light and dark side, everything's just shades of gray, and it's just the power and how you choose to wield it, right? But then at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, actually, never mind, there is a light and dark side because Disney wants us to make sure we keep that.
So, okay,
you know?
that feels like they were trying to, like, starting to develop this kind of... Because it's like, okay, one of the oldest things in the book is... And it literally is. One of the oldest is, the whole light and dark, good and evil.
Good versus evil.
Yeah, that's like a core building block, historical building block of, like, narratives. So it's like, it's not that crazy to, like, I guess subvert that, or it's not like that, like, original, but it's definitely something people are, like, not only allowed to do, but it definitely makes the story more nuanced, right? Because so there's like that, I don't even feel like I feel I don't even think I would consider that even a subversion, because that's just part of normal storytelling. Normally it's very specific. I would think of like tropes people subvert. Like, what is it? Cabin in the Woods was another one.
Cabin in the Woods,
Where they were
very very
playing
good
around
subversion of
with it.
expectations. Although it's funny because they very clearly break your expectations at the very beginning. Because literally the first scene is like two office workers talking about something that you don't understand, and it's like, what the fuck? I thought this was like a fucking cheesy horror movie. You know?
Well, and that usually also comes into like very specifically horror character tropes, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like they were playing into it. Like it was literally they were playing into it, because it was like the whole prophecy thing was you had to be this like the stupid horror tropes for each of the characters.
Correct,
You have
because
to
that's
be
what the elder
dumb
gods
child.
thought it was funny.
Yeah. So it's like that was pretty fun. Like that was not only a subversion, but it was messing around with the subversion, which so that's like super amusing. And that's the thing. There are some people too that are just like, the trope is bad, so that's why I'm going to subvert it. And I'm like, you clearly just don't understand where things come from, or don't take the time to understand why something existed to begin with. So much of these other subversions, and you can poke fun at it. You can so poke fun at it. Like Cabin in the Woods pokes fun at the horror movie tropes. But like you can definitely feel people's attitudes, I think, when you see a subversion of trope. And I personally just don't like the ones that are just like, it's always just,
No!
This trope exists, so it's bad. And that's why I'm subverting it.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely
Easor.
correct ways of subverting tropes.
I do also want to circle all the way back around to my original banter topic.
Yes.
Yes, take us back.
When people declare things with authority, and also just point out, like, not necessarily like an emotional thing, but just I think it's really, I think a thing that adds to a character's coolness is like, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but like, when a character says that they always do something in a certain scenario, and then that just is true for the entire story, like I was a little
You
like,
like character
I never take
consistency.
my hat off, and then the character never takes their hat off, or like ever, and it's like, well,
Never
you're
take my
consistent.
hat off. Like they're tumbling down a hill, and if you look closely at the animation, you see that their hat stays perfectly on their head the whole time.
Exactly.
And it's like, what?
I was gonna say, like,
yeah.
little quirks like that, where like a guy is like, I always do this thing whenever I do that thing. Like and then they always do it consistently through the show, even like in the background, it doesn't matter. I think when people demonstrate that, especially over a long like story, where it's like in episode 2, this guy's like, oh, and by the way, I always pray for you. And like episode 94 in season whatever billion, like in like the far background, the guy's like a tiny school of pixels, you see him pray before he eats. Just like,
It's a very cool set. It's a consistency of belief, right? Consistency of behavior,
I'll
where
say
it
there's-
definitely endears you.
Well, because it
There's
makes
the
it feel
aspect
more
of,
real.
like,
Right.
I was gonna say there's a couple ways that people declaring things goes, where it's like either it's setting up a subversion, obviously,
Or like
it's
character
like,
growth, yeah.
or like character
that's
growth,
the
or like
thing,
or it's
if
emotional,
the-
or it's just a little like neat consistency thing that pays off later. You know, there's like
Yeah,
couple ways
because
it goes.
if
that I
it's
think are really
if it's
cool.
like a small quirk, it's usually endearing. If it's a bigger thing, normally it really it probably will play into like the character arc. Like, oh, this person, like you said, always used to pray, and it was something they consistently did like almost throughout all their life. And now suddenly, after this, like the course of events, they've stopped. That's a big deal. That's how you know that it's serious, because their consistency
Something has
stopped.
fucking, like, they've been doing this their whole life, and we've seen evidence that is true, and then something has shaken their faith so severely that it's changing.
Yeah, that's how you
them.
know.
That's if that's the case, then they definitely have that moment on camera where they're the focus, not like in the background, obviously. But yeah.
Right, of course.
Yeah. But
Or
yeah,
you
like,
could, or
like,
actually
that's
you
their
could
head, it's
have
just
it
a
in the
fun part.
background, and then that's for the super fans to be like, yo, did you notice?
I was saying, if it's in the background, you definitely have that character, specifically fans, be like, did you see that in the background? Oh my god!
Oh my god! He didn't pray before he did!
So
It's like how they had that moment in Digital Circus where in the new episode Jax had a tail, and before I was like, I don't have a tail.
I'm Hale.
I'm sorry?
In episode 6, Jax has a tail, when in previous episodes he said he didn't have a tail.
Oh,
And
a
he didn't.
tail.
In the
Yeah.
in the shooting one?
Yeah, he has a tail.
What? Did he?
Zach's like, when did this happen?
The status of Jax having a tail is a thing. It's a detail that like is only in some episodes.
Huh.
He doesn't have one in episodes 1 through 5, and then he has one in episode 6 after people specifically talk about it in the show.
Okay. That's kind of interesting. Anywho, I did want to say, sorry, springboarding off of that. Adrian, did you get a chance to look at the trailer for the Knights of Guinevere?
I have not.
It looks pretty sick, man. Hand drawn, partially like co-directed by the same lady who did Owl House.
I was gonna say, I saw someone summarize it on like a short, and I was like, oh, this seems neat. And then at the end, they showed a picture of the Owl House. It's like, and Dana Terrace getting back. It's like, how does Dana Terrace deal with that? So yeah, that makes sense now.
Well, I don't like genuinely. I find it really cool that it's like, hello, Golden Wise. Wow, that's a really animated fucking emoji. What the fuck? Saba, look how emoted that thing is.
That's great. That's a level I aspire.
That's like a 60 frame per second animation. What the fuck? Anyway, what was I gonna say?
What's so cute?
Yeah, but it's interesting that the amazing digital circus has been so unfathomably successful that now Glitch Studios is able to like actually do like I don't know, like reach out further like into the talent pool that you would normally associate with like TV, I guess. Because I mean, like, I don't know, Amazing Digital Circus is technically it's adult comedy, I guess. No, it is, right? Just because it looks like that doesn't mean it's not adult comedy. But the I don't know, the Knights of Guinevere looks really cool. I like a lot of the themes that they're kind of putting down in the trailer, so I'm really excited to see more of that.
I mean, that sounds neat. I'm not opposed to checking it out, but I think I have trepidation about starting new things, even though it's not even out yet, you know? Maybe I'll give it a look when it's out.
Listen, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll have its own problems, but at the same time, it's like I'm very excited for it right now because I think the visual style and the setting is really cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the idea of like an amusement park that exists solely on the internet, but it's also like horror, and because it's like, oh, you did this thing. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, thank you very much, Golden Wise. It's been.
I hope everyone's doing bad.
Well, I mean, it has been a rough couple days for me, and I am exhausted from Vegas, but I'm having fun on stream
with this whaler.
Gonna thunder punch the shit out of that bubble.
I need to look at my, what is that banter? Because I remember the banter idea came from Mikey, like kind of us like talking about it, but Mikey's also not here, so I don't know if I want to specifically bring it up.
Silk Song's not tomorrow, is it?
Guys, Deltarune tomorrow.
Silk Song. Because I thought it was releasing on like Tuesday. Yeah, September 4th. Silk Song yesterday. Golden Wise. Misinformation campaign.
Everywhere.
About to say, I have it on my calendar, Silk Song. Because I was gonna play Expedition 33, and now I'm definitely putting that on hold. Not that I don't want to play Expedition 33, but also it's Silk Song.
I love how like the entirety of the world has like shifted because they're like, yeah, we can't do it when it's next to Silk Song.
It's so good, man. I don't know. I have not played Hollow Knight. You can, obviously. It's really good and cheap. And like the fact that Silk Song is only $20 is fucking insane as well. But I I highly recommend it. Obviously, Hollow Knight was one of the. Grant's not here to confirm, but I'm sure you can very easily believe that
Not here to defend
Hollow Knight
himself.
was one of the first like 3-hour plus conversations I had with Grant, where I was just telling him about the lore.
I haven't played Hollow Knight. I don't care.
I too have not played Hollow Knight.
The only thing I care about Hollow Knight for is Indie Cross. I watched that and it was pretty good.
What's that?
Indie Cross is a fan animation series by a guy named Moro who animated a lot of Death Battles, where he basically just throws a bunch of indie game characters into his own like made up like world where they do really cool animated fight scenes and have like some plot, but it's mostly the really cool animated fight scenes that the show is about. There's 2 episodes. Episode 1 is like I think 10 minutes, episode 2 is like 40 minutes.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, episode 1 is 16, episode 2 is 50 minutes, and the main characters right now are Cuphead, Shovel Knight, what's-her-face, Celeste,
What's your face?
Her name is
Frisk
Madeline.
is in there, Madeline, the bug from, whatchamacallit, the game you were just talking about.
Hollow Knight.
I forgot. Hollow Knight.
Called the Knight.
The guy from Dead Cells, the Hyper
think it's
Light
just-
Does that
Drifter.
guy have a name?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
called the
like,
Soul.
wait a minute.
There's a guy from Hyperlight Drifters, and all of them are fighting like his like created like OC villain characters that are all based off different animation software, which is really funny.
Oh, that's fun.
And then in the latest episode, at the very end of episode 2, there's like a little post-credit scene where all the huge bad guys that the characters all like all of these guys have been banding together to fight like one of them, and the council of them goes like, "Oh man, that was tough. We lost one of our guys. Now what?" And then what you call it? The Ultra Kill fandom popped up, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's V's theme! He's showing up!" Or not V, but whatever the guy, the protagonist from Ultra Kill.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how familiar you are, but is he V? He's not V, is it? That's not his name?
No, it's something like that though.
Yeah, but yeah, basically everyone in the comments being like, okay, so all these guys had a really, really hard time against one of them. We all agree the ultra characters are just gonna like solo all 4 of these guys from now, right?
Which feels perfectly accurate. To be
I
honest.
will say that Frisk shows up. He's not part of the main group. It's Genocide Root Frisk, so he's like they're like tremendously more powerful than everyone else too. So they solo an entirely different boss, separate from the main cast.
That's really funny. I don't know. I like the relative power scaling of indie game characters. Golden Wise brings up a good question. When do they add John Balatro?
I don't know.
That would be, dude, straight. Oh my god, actually, that would be sick to have in like a thing, because indie games obviously love their shopkeepers, right? So you could have like the Spelunky guy, you could have the shopkeeper from Spelunky, John Balatro, like just so many different shopkeepers from different indie games, and it's just like, all right, everybody get kitted out. That'd be really fun.
I do want you to take a guess at the character, because it's another like indie game character. Who do you think that Frisk fights as a solo boss?
As a solo boss.
Yeah, Frisk fights one other indie character as a solo boss in the
one
episode
other
2.
indie character as a solo boss. I'm gonna give you just a naked guess, and then I would like the franchise after.
Sure.
Because it's like if you're saying it's Genocide Route Frisk, that's insane,
Yes.
obviously, right? And it's like, so
Right.
the instinct would be like,
Tremendously powerful.
the instinct would be like, oh, fucking Genocide Route Sans, but that's not the point of the animation, right? The point of the animation is a mashup. So I'm trying
indie crossover.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of other characters from indie games that are also, like, I'm assuming bad guys and then crazy strong.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say
This.
they don't start off on even footing. They get even footing later on. I'll give you the first starts out with the advantage.
Is it fucking Isaac from the Binding of Isaac?
No. It's
Oh,
not.
okay. What franchise then?
You'll get it pretty easily once you leave the franchise, but it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh.
Straight up, I don't know who that would be.
Frisk, the child killer, fights William Afton, Springtrap, the child killer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes
child
sense.
killer versus
Okay.
child killer. Okay.
It's really funny because at first William Afton tries to do his thing in Springtrap where he's like, "Hello, little child, I'm going to play a game and kill you." And yeah, literally, this Frisk like knifes him and it's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Stop!" And like punches through 2 rooms. And it's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? Who are you?" And then like the plot power ups William Afton to be on the same level. It's like, "All right, now I'm done fucking around. I'm gonna kill you for real now."
I have suffused myself with enough regent to combat this child with a knife.
Right, and I will say that they do a really clever thing where they even explain, because if you read deep back in memory of Undertale, you'll remember that the locket gives you 99 defense. They explain that that's part of why Frisk is so overpowered, and at one point Frisk gets the locket stolen away from them, which is why they become mortal again, relatively speaking.
Oh.
They're still immensely powerful. Like, they still, like, 2-tap most of the animatronics, but, you know, there's like, Ep.5 is Freddy, so there's like 50 or 70 or 80 of them at this point that are all ganging up on one Frisk, led by William Afton. Like, that's how overpowered Frisk
Now,
is.
I do want to ask,
all of the animatronics.
do they lean into the idea that Frisk is losing, but then just reloading his save? Because canonically, that's how you win everything in the game.
Yes, that happens.
That's awesome. You gotta love that.
I was gonna say it's played off as mostly just Frisk is insanely skilled, but at one point Frisk does go to run and reloads a save.
That's pretty fun.
Although I was gonna say at that point William Afton has so much like plot power up that he's like, "I see you're loading a save. I will stop them happening again," and then Frisk wins because plot reasons and all that. But yeah,
That's fun. That's fun, though.
It's really good. I say the 2 main series episodes are really good, and then there's like little like side battles to do where there's no plot, they just fight. The one that I'm aware of that they did is Sans versus Inky from Inky and the whatever machine.
Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Bendy and the Ink Machine. Bendy and Ink Machine versus Sans. They both get plot power ups, but yeah.
I'm about to say Bendy would have to get plot power ups, but I mean that's I mean I think it's fun.
Like the whole room would have to be like ink.
It's all
Like,
it's all hand drawn 2D animation with like a little bit of 3D mixed in there, but it's all really good.
Nice.
I recommend it if you have like an hour to kill.
Can you
plus some
send a link in on air?
Sure.
I'm about to say, because I'm not planning on doing anything later today. Well, that's not true. I have a lot of chores, but
As someone who plays indie games, I figure you would appreciate the series. I'm surprised you're not actually aware of it.
yeah, but never heard of it before. Jesus Christ, the fucking icon.
Ooh, I wanna
or the
see
fucking thumbnail. Oh, hey, the kid, the little cat kid from what you calls it? What is that?
Other indie game I haven't played.
No, it was the one that Malia showed me. One Shot.
I have no
Yeah, thank you, Golden Wise.
No.
I said it just before you did. It's Nico. Listen, Golden Wise. All right.
I will say that in episode 1, Frisk doesn't get depowered and like is curb stomping all the other protagonists like really scarily. Not immediately anyway, but yeah, no. Frisk with the amulet and the knife just one-shots everyone, which is why Frisk also loses that at one point, because obviously they have to. But, you know, even without either of those things, just like Frisk is fucking scary.
Yeah, of course. Did you see what Undine did in her boss fight? And it's like Frisk just walks away from that, totally fine.
I do think that it was a very inspired choice to specifically use Genocide Frisk for this instead of like Pacifist.
Hey, you want to make things more extreme, of course.
Although that actually kind of would be interesting if at one point they the bad guys or whatever bring in Pacifist route Frisk, because now Genocide route is trying to just kill him, but Pacifist is dodging everything and then just like giving them hugs and shit.
Feel better.
I kind of want to talk about something that's a spoiler for the second episode, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's
hold on to it for now.
It's a neat detail, but I will say that it's not. It's level 19 first, so right before the Sans fight specifically.
Okay.
It's not after Kara takes over. So Sans is technically still alive, doing the side plotless battle against Inky or Bendy, whatever.
Inky. that's one of the ghosts from Pac-Man.
That's one of the Teletubbies, probably.
It's one of the Teletubbies.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Did I kill all the guys? Is that what I needed? Shovel Knight is in everything, though.
When I was watching this, I did think that Shovel Knight was voiced by Aaron Hansen. He's not, but it sounds like it.
Sorry? Say it again. I was reading.
I was gonna say, when I first watched this, I swore I could have sworn that Shovel Knight was voiced by Aaron Hansen, but he's not.
Thank God.
Also, I assume that you've played Celeste, right, Zach?
Yeah, of course. I beat Celeste.
Okay, I have never touched Celeste, so they address it partially in the show, but like Madeline doesn't do any direct fighting because that's not the character she is.
Correct.
Madeline has like ghost spirit attack powers, and I have no idea if that's like accurate at all.
Can you describe it? Like, what does ghost spirit attack powers mean?
So Madeline is intangible, so attacks just straight up don't affect her.
Badeline is a shadow reflection. Yes.
And Badeline has the ability to like throw like spirit attacks that harm other characters.
Yeah, Badeline has all that stuff.
The only way that Badeline can be effective quote unquote, is by being forced into Madeline's like vulnerable physical body.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, I have no clue.
Okay.
That is all accurate. That is all accurate to the game because Badeline is like a major antagonist for like the second half of the entire game, and the way that you end up defeating them is like quote unquote defeating them is Madeline accepts Badeline into her, and they like reconcile spiritually.
I was gonna say I did think that Madeline was fascinating because like she herself was not a direct combatant, I wonder if this will get you more shit. Badeline is basically Madeline's stand.
No, I was literally just thinking that. Yes. it very
Once they reconciled,
very clearly stand. Well, because that's the thing is that after they reconcile in the game, you start using Badeline as a movement option because Badeline can touch Madeline, like can interact with her. But she also has the ability to like fly essentially. So you essentially use her as a grappling point, which is really interesting. Where like you'll send Badeline up a little ways, like just at the arc of your jump, and then she'll grab you while you're jumping and then throw you up even higher. So it's like, no, it's very like even in the game, they're starting to do some stand shit. So I can see where that's coming from.
I was gonna say I was surprised because I had never touched it, so I just figured Celeste was like, oh, it's a cozy climbing game for trans people.
Oh
like,
God, really intense.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, really intense and really hard because that's like the whole thesis of the game is that beating something is what matters, right? Like getting to the end is what matters. Like how you get there, as long as you're not harming yourself or others, is fine. Take as long as you need. But like it's a hard game, and like straight up, when you die too many times in a row, the game just starts telling you in loading tips that you should not be ashamed to like add assist stuff if you need it, because it should be about beating the game.
That's nice. I was gonna say I do really like just how choreographed all the fight scenes are. Like I'm not gonna lie, the last the finishing blow for like the episode 2 where all the gang uses all their in-game power-ups. I recognize most of them, not really Celeste. They like team use all their powers to like make like a final strike against the bad guy when they're vulnerable. It's like so fucking peak. It's actually the coolest shit.
Oh, excuse me.
There is a point where Cuphead straight up just dies and his ghost starts floating away, and everyone's like, "We have to run now!" And Shovel Knight's like, "No, we have to revive him!" And they're like, and then Batman's like, "What do you want us to do? Go up there and tag him?" And then cut to them immediately flying up there and tagging him.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
Right, but I just really like because like, oh well, he's floating up so high. Who do we have that can get up high really fast and really skillfully?
With little to no difficulty.
It's like cuts to Celeste, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I guess I'll do it.
I do like how there's like kind of subtly a little like hierarchy of who's stronger than who. It's not like set in stone, but like you can tell that Shovel Knight has the edge on like Cuphead because Shovel Knight has like a bajillion items and is
Yeah.
actually covered in armor.
Years on
Right?
Cuphead.
I was like, they're relative, but like Shovel Knight is stronger.
It's fun because that's it. Because that's where you get into the power scaling stuff. But it's the same reason why. It's the same reason why I like JoJo so much. Is that even though you have somebody who definitively should be more powerful than the other person, if the other person is just clever enough, you can, you could beat them.
Right. I was gonna say I don't really know where the bug from Hollow Knight places, but
Very, very high. he's
Only if you can scale up to be the same size as other people.
no,
right?
like not no.
No, I did see something about something. Maybe.
I'm not familiar with Hollow Knight.
The Hollow Knight in real life. If you as a human being were to be next to the Hollow Knight in real life, he would be smaller than your pinky toe. However, the Hollow Knight specifically is the vessel through which the infinite powers of the abyss are manifested. And he's literally like a god of chaos and destruction that's just inside this little body trying to not do bad things for now. It's like Kirby. You know how Kirby is like a cute little thing and really unassuming, but he could actually swallow the universe if he wanted.
Yeah.
It's the same basic principle where in the true ending, there's the ending, and then there's the Radiance, which is the true ending, and then there's the true ending where you have to get the secret ending at the end. That's what ends up happening because the Radiance is another god creature, but it's light instead of dark. And you just straight, when you do the true ending, you just straight up turn into a giant eldritch Hollow Knight monster, and you fucking rip the Radiance to pieces. You essentially just kill God and then go back to your daily business. And it's Jesus.
I don't know exactly at what point in the plot they pull Shovel. The implication is that all of you guys are pulled from at some point in their game, not after usually, but I don't know when they pull Hollow Knight from. The implication seems to be that
real quick. Does he have a double jump?
I think so.
Does he have a dash?
I also think so.
Okay, so in that case, that's right before the end.
Let's say he's framed as around Shovel Knight's level.
Okay, sure. So they're both probably, because if you said Shovel Knight has a bunch of things to do, I'm assuming that means that they're both close to the end.
Yeah. Shovel Knight uses those big ass gauntlets almost as much as a shovel.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know. Once again, it's of these, it's really funny that Dead Cells is the only one that I don't like. And it's not a personal thing, or rather, it's not I have a vendetta against it. It's more just I have tried on multiple occasions to get into Dead Cells, and then I just find myself really bored.
Straight up, the aesthetic of how Dead Cells look, I thought that was another one of the creator's original designs because it blends in with the other general aesthetic of the creator's designs of Indie Cross.
Are you talking about 3D model that's pixelated?
No, just the general design aesthetic of this kind of fantasy-ish mixed with sci-fi kind of dealio a little bit. Sure. Bright colors kind of thing. I didn't recognize them because I was not familiar with Dead Cells before, but I have no idea how characterization is. People said that they like it, but it's not necessarily accurate.
Oh my god, I don't give a shit about the spot monitors anymore.
They make the Dead Cell protagonist kind of a talkative Deadpool type, not fourth wall breaky, but silly, kind of
sure,
lackadaisical.
In the trailers for the Dead Cell updates and spin-offs and stuff, he does break the fourth wall, which I think is fair. So I think that's a fair kind of extrapolation on that idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think, the actual character, straight up, I think the actual character who would be closest to Deadpool in terms of breaking the fourth wall, I think would be what's his name from Pizza Tower?
What? His name is just Italian foods. I remember what specifically once though. I know
Pizza
the guy
pasta.
right?
Italian
Pizza
food.
pasta.
Pizza pasta.
Pizza pasta. But yeah.
Peppino, that's his name.
Peppino.
Spaghetti.
Thank you,
Peppino
Golden
spaghetti.
Wise. It was Peppino. But yeah, so like, cause he's constantly breaking the fourth wall, but he's doing it like automatically, like without acknowledging it. So that's
Right.
it. So like that's different. But yeah,
God,
I don't
imagine-
know. It's fun. It's fun because like you talking about this is like, oh, there's like, because obviously there's like a billion indie games that are like that deserve recognition, but I think all of these that I see in the thumbnail so far are pretty. I think they're pretty fair in terms of like, yeah,
Yeah.
these are indie games.
I'm
I'm
also just
surprised
thinking of-
Spelunky isn't represented anywhere. I'm assuming that'll come eventually.
Maybe. I have no idea how long the creator intends the series to be. He's working episode 3. It's supposed to come out soon, quote unquote.
Okay.
But
Like
Yeah, no.
Saba in the Saba, if they do an episode 3 where it's like shopkeepers and it's just a bunch of items from other games, not necessarily characters, but items from other games, could you imagine the fucking Obra Dinn pocket watch?
Oh, that'd be kind of sick.
I will say that the creator said that episode 3 is going to be focused on the Ultra Kill guy, and then episode 1 has like a really quick montage where Cuphead is like, "I've been thrown into all these different worlds," and it cuts to like him fighting like 5 different video game bosses from indie games,
Okay.
and he's like, "And when I'm so frustrated," and
I'm so
the
sick of
line is
this.
Really cute.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like
Cuphead's
that.
characterization, I feel like, was probably the easiest because he literally has a TV show.
Correct. Very
So-
true.
Yeah.
Is that a shiny Sneasel or is that a regular Sneasel? I thought Sneasel was darker than that. It looks silver. Yeah, I guess it's normal. Never mind.
I forgot. I was just looking through episode 1. I forgot how Hollow Knight and Frisk were introduced. They were introduced in the same scene in episode 1, which is fairly early on. It's so fucking cool.
Okay, I'll watch them. That'll be my homework for next Saturday. Is to watch these so we can talk about them.
I really want to say it, but it's 5 minutes in, and I want you to have the experience.
Okay.
Okay, hold off. Because I was thinking, like, I wonder what point at which, because you were saying it's probably for the final boss. Like, okay, I wonder at what if they do clarify when they take Hollow Knight from, and I saw the scene where they take Hollow Knight from. I forgot that they explicitly show when Hollow Knight is stolen from in his world.
It's like a portal opens up and it's the fucking radiance. It's like, oh, yep. It's like,
Yeah.
you gotta kill this Meowth, dude. At some point, I want to get a Ralts and a Bagon, or not a Bagon, a Beldum, but I don't think I'm gonna get either, sadly. Makes me sad. Oh, another menu topic. Quickly.
Zach sits upon his throne, slapping the armrest of his chair like,
Meta topic!
topic! Alright, okay. Indie Cross wasn't even banter, I just mentioned it because it's really cool.
I mean, it was banter, as in like that was a good topic to bring up.
It was mostly just me gushing about Indie Cross, but fair enough.
Sure.
Okay, I wanted to, this is like not super, it could get into it, but I wanted to mention, or just point out a specific thing that I saw. The other day when I was taking a shower, I was wondering, like, what's the difference between fatalism and determinism, right? They both are similar in principle, right? You believe that there is a definitive result of what's going to happen for things. I looked up and fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole, well, 2 posts basically, where someone was explaining the difference, right? And I wanted to read to you the example that he describes of the difference between fatalism and determinism.
All right.
So suppose you and I are caught in a major earthquake. We are, of course, both quite concerned that we might die in the quake. We are both hard determinists, so we think that there's no genuine free will involved in any of our actions. Whether or not we're both going to die to the quake is, in a sense, outside our control. When the quake starts, we're walking down the streets of Los Angeles. A new skyscraper is under construction nearby, and they're currently hoisting a new sheet of window glass up for installation in one of the top floors. As the shaking starts, you say, "Quick, we need to get it from under that huge sheet of glass and cover, or else we're gonna die." And I look at you crazily and just stay where I am, watching the glass swing precariously on its rope. I tell you, what's the point? If we're going to die in this quake, we're going to die in this quake. The universe is totally deterministic, and my choices don't make any difference. You shrug your shoulders and run off, getting under a door frame and waiting things out. I stand there, eating an ice cream cone as the rope breaks. The pane of glass comes down and cuts me nearly in half. You survive the quake and run over to steal my wallet and ice cream cone. And I was looking at this like, okay, this is a succinct, pretty apt, analogy. Why did you steal my shit after I died?
Well, because you're not going to use it anymore.
Sure, but I don't know. I just think that this really apt, nice little demonstration, theoretical, if you will, that explains the difference between these two philosophies. They just also add the fact that one of them is just a looter who just steals things from dead people.
It's kind of funny. I would do that though. If you got bisected, I'd be like, "Can I have your wallet?" And you'd be like,
I'd be like,
Exactly.
And then you just leaned over. What's crazy though is that I can't think of an ice cream cone that if I was bisected in half would remain not touching the floor afterwards, unless you just didn't have any sense.
Does it say ice cream or ice cream cone?
Hang on. Blah 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 blah. It's an ice cream cone explicitly. So I don't know.
Okay,
how
so
you
so that
preserve
doesn't make much sense. Because if it said ice cream, you could argue that it was in a bowl and it just landed good.
I feel like for wet foods, you can't apply the 5-second rule. If it's wet, it's done. No.
Yes, immediately. The wetness traps the grossness.
I guess if I were bisected in such a way that I fell and my hand was perfectly propped up, so the bottom of the cone was still upright, or the cone was still upright.
So
in
it
my hand,
was acting like a tripod, kind of.
I was gonna say my rigor mortis perfectly propped up the ice cream cone, and you were able to just perfectly pluck it out of my hand along with my wallet. Yeah, I just think that it was really neat how. Imagine that in a philosophy textbook where it's here's an example, and then they just throw in the fact that, also you steal his ice cream wallet. Anyway, I don't know if you had any further thoughts on fatalism or determinism, though. It's
Well, I mean,
I don't
know. I don't know if there's
either
really
of them
much to
particularly.
discuss. Obviously, I think both are very stupid.
Right.
Because it's just the idea, the belief that everything has already been determined for you is just an abdication of effort and responsibility. I think that's just a very human response to not wanting to care about things. Because the only thing technically the end of this sentence does not exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's as far as we know, there is no such thing as time travel. So it's you know how if you're moving at the speed of light, you go blind because you're literally moving faster than the light moves.
Right.
It's the same thing where it's time moves at 1 second per second. So it's saying that anything is deterministic. Saying that anything is deterministic is different than saying everything is deterministic. Because saying everything has already been set in stone is fucking insane.
I was gonna say the post claims 3 main ones are determinism, hard determinism, and fatalism.
Soft determinism. That's sad.
It's soft determinism.
I mean, that's kind of what base determinism is described as, where it's you believe that everything will. You believe that there is going to be an outcome, but it is ultimately the result of people making choices that they were always going to make because of the chemicals in their brain, usually. Which, I think that's not too unreasonable, but also a little pessimistic.
I mean, it's extremely pessimistic, but it's also belying an understanding of an infinitely complex system, as if that's something that you can make a determination on. right?
Right, I was gonna say.
Yes, technically every action anybody has ever done is a result of chemicals and electrical signals in their brain. That doesn't mean that they didn't choose to do it. You know?
Right. I was gonna say,
Can I ask you, there's a world building thing that I think I've actually talked about this before on stream, but there's a world building thing that I kind of enjoy, where not necessarily a discussion, but before I got banned from the server, I was having, or sorry, not an argument, a discussion is what I meant to say. I was having a discussion with somebody about gods in like TTRPGs and stuff, right? Where it's like, obviously, like there's 3 different levels that I think you can have. There's like, gods are just really powerful people, gods are actually gods and they interact with the world, or gods are actually gods and they don't interact with the world, right? Like those are like the 3 versions that you can have. And so I talked about this before, where like in my like super fiction, like across all the different universes, it's essentially like a variant of this idea called like the divine calculus, where like it's essentially just a system. So like light, gravity, electromagnetism, whatever, like these are all just like fundamental forces of the universe. The idea is that the divine calculus is also a fundamental force of the universe, but it is actively trying to delay the entropy of the universe so that way it can live longer, right? And so the discussion that I was having with the person in the chat was like, well, does that even count as a god? It sounds like you basically just built a machine out of like stardust. And it's like, well, isn't all gods made of stardust? You know? And it's like, well, can you talk to it? Like, can you ask it questions? Can you change its opinion? And it's like, no, not really, because it's a system, right? Like that'd be like trying to convince the ocean to recede. You know what I mean? Like you can't really do that. And so then it was like, well, then they're not a god. And I don't know. What's your opinion on that, I guess?
I guess...
Where is that?
I guess, I don't know. Like, I think that gods can be beyond being changed. I think that, like, okay, this is kind of like, you know, what is a man, and Featherless Biped comes in, and it's like, oh, a plucked chicken.
A plucked chicken,
But in
yeah.
my head, what makes a god in like a writing sense is like a character. So some semblance of like sentience, and for them to have the ability to consciously affect others and be aware of their effect on others. And obviously to like an extreme degree, because godhood usually needs, you know, potency. Generally, I would say that that's my minimum bar for like being a god. So like, if this force of nature has a conscience and is able to like, maybe not necessarily make a decision if they like are set in a path, but like at the very least be aware of themselves and their actions and like at some level communicate.
Let me give you a little bit more flavor. So like the Ghostlight universe, the Heist universe, Saba, the Pirate universe, whatever, the Eversea, like these are all technically part of the same universe under the same divinity. But the idea is that the different theological systems that these worlds exist in are essentially the divine calculation trying shit. Because the divine calculus is not infallible. It's not perfect. It's just trying to delay entropy as long as possible. And it's trying multiple different ways of doing that. So does that count as it making decisions? You know what I mean? Like if a herd of cows goes to a field and then decides that it's not a good field and moves to another field, that's a conscious decision, right? In this circumstance, if the divine calculus is trying something and then it goes, it's not actually working as well as I want it to, or rather like entropy is not slowing down as much as it wants, it would just try something else. Not necessarily consciously, but that's just like the natural process of the mechanism.
I don't know.
Does that count? Does that count as consciousness?
Well, I don't know. I think I might be leaning on the other side, where like I think when I think of a god, I think of, maybe this is just like Catholic or Christian upbringing, but like God makes sense. I imagine gods usually have some amount of personhood, of like, you know, communication with others, and not just like a logical process. Because this does sound kind of like an all-powerful force of nature / machine. not necessarily a god that can be like at least.
But could you not?
If not changed and spoken to.
But I guess that's my delineation there, where it's like whether it's capital G or lowercase g. In my thought, God, capital G or lowercase g, is just like a supremely powerful being. You know what I mean? With like dramatically outsized influence on the world. And so like, even if it's just a machine, like the machine would still be God.
I was gonna say, I think that I guess that's the difference. Where like I associate importantly godhood with like personhood, and you associate godhood with like potency, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's just like a slight difference or whatever. Because like that was the other thing, was that the person who I was discussing this with was like, well, wouldn't it be really boring for your characters, like your clerics and paladins, to have no one to talk to? And I was like, I never said that. There's angels and demons and shit. Like you can talk to them, but they're just like, they are just natural forces as a result of the divine calculus. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, there's still people, kinda. Like Saba, you remember the fucking the Yopham when I was showing you the ancestries?
You'll have to remind me which of those are specifically, but then once you say, yeah.
The Yopham was the blessed, where it's the one where like they are disguised as another ancestry until they reveal themselves, and then they're essentially the Asamar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, also, I have to go, but I will see you guys later. Goodbye.
All right,
Okay.
goodbye. And then it was just us.
And then it was just us. But
I really hope the pizza in the fridge is still good, because I am hungry as shit. I'm also congested.
Same. I have not eaten yet.
Yo,
I don't think I have
Grogu.
much of an opinion of the godhood thing, at least. I don't really think I've thought about it too much. Though it was quite interesting hearing you two talk about it.
I don't know. But it's just like, I don't know. I really like the idea of like any sort of like the idea that a god, like lowercase g, would be a being that you can interact with, I think is really interesting. But I also like the idea of like the ultimate force in the universe being a extremely impersonal mechanical thing that has no, like, because that's in my mind, that's the only way you can have something that has no malice. Like, is just like, it's just doing its job. Like, that's it. It's just trying to keep the universe alive, which in my mind is a universal good, you know?
Sure, even if it has to murder half the population.
But that was the thing, right? Was that I just said that the both angels and demons are a result of the divine calculus's will, and it's the sort of thing where it's like, well, too much chaos results in everything just being noise, and you might as well just not exist at that point. But too much order results in the acceleration of entropy. So that's why it's like when demons and angels die, it like the system rebalances the population to be like, all right, things are too chaotic right now, we need more angels. Things are too orderly right now, we need more demons. And it like cycles between them. Oh yeah. Oh my god, these fucking people. Do I need to heal
What
anybody?
just has a camera?
Well, I think they're interviewing the bad guy.
Nice, this is a good idea in the middle of the stadium. No, they're being bullied.
Oh my god, look at this guy. For a prisoner, you're rather hard-nosed. Oh my god, he's wearing like a singlet.
I've discovered I'm really bad at the 5 in a row game.
I don't know what that is.
It looks like, well, at least this iteration that I'm playing, it's like, it looks like a Go board where you have like white and black like little tokens. I think it's Go.
Thinking of Go or Othello?
This is like at least they're making me play like it's Chinese inspired. This
So that would
iteration.
probably
I don't know
be
whether
Go,
or not this is
but yeah.
yeah. So it's it's quite interesting. But I suck at it, apparently. I'm really not good at predicting. Like, I'm trying to do my own thing, you know, and it's just like, no, I'm gonna, like, put it down right where you don't want it. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's...
Thank you.
That's
Oh, and then it just went again.
That's how an opponent works, doesn't it?
I know, I'm really apparently bad at this. To the point where they're like, I think you need help. And I'm like, yes, please.
That's very funny. Hey, Saba.
What exactly? So this is 4 in a row. Yeah, but like, aren't they gonna put it? Oh, okay, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah? Yes, please?
I mean, do you want to participate in stream at all, or you just want to keep doing your 5 in a row?
Well, I need to beat it in order to get something, but I am participating at the same time.
Okay, banter topic then. I demand it.
Banter. Did you talk about the AI is like piracy? I feel like we did talk about that.
I don't know. I mean, I've definitely talked about AI a lot, but this was I can speak
AI is
on
like
it briefly.
Piracy, those people weren't going to draw anyways.
So this was an actual conversation I had a couple weeks ago where I was talking about how it's like, once again, it just sucks that I now work for a company that is like quadrupling down on the AI stuff. Just because like I find it morally objectionable in a lot of ways, but then in a lot of ways it's also really useful, so I don't know. But one of the guys I was talking to, he uses AI image and video generation all the time. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, why? And he's like, well, because, like, yeah, I could learn to, like, be an artist or whatever, but that takes a lot of time. And it's like, I'm already busy with, like, a bunch of stuff. So I would rather just have a machine generate, like, a half-decent picture versus, like, me spend the next 20 years of my life learning how to draw. And I'm like, sure, I guess, but, like, can't you see how that's like crabs in a bucket? You know what I mean? Like, you're just harming, like, the people who do actually put their 20 years into their effort. And he goes like, it's the same thing as piracy. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, I know you pirate stuff, like, from time to time. If you're pirating something that you wouldn't have bought anyway, then there is no harm done to the scenario. Because, like, if you wouldn't have bought it, they wouldn't have gotten any money, they wouldn't have gotten any credit, whatever. And I'm, you know, to be fair, I want to point out that when I pirate stuff, it's always as, like, a demo, essentially. Like, if I pirate something and then like it, I then buy it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was an interesting argument, I guess. Like, interesting enough that I wanted to put it, you know, in the banter topics. But it's just, like, I don't know how well that argument actually stands up to scrutiny. Because it's like, a person pirating a Disney movie affects Disney literally not at all. You know?
Yeah, in like the grand scale of like Disney films, yeah.
Whereas like generating a 3D image or generating an AI image, like, I don't know, there's a lot of implications that go into that. A lot of stuff that's like really harmful. I don't know. It's just, once again, I respect this person, so like I didn't say, like I didn't go as deep as I probably would have otherwise in like in the discussion. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels disingenuous, I guess. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? Saba's doing the 5 in a row.
No, well, I am doing that, but I'm also thinking at the same time. But like there are, like, it is difficult I don't like the idea of someone profiting off of like something that they're not able to draw, obviously. Like if you want to if you want something as like a placeholder personally that you're not gonna like really share or do anything with, then I'm like, okay, that's just, you're using this as a tool to then like if you eventually want to do so. It's like how you're saying like, oh, I'll pirate this game, and if I like it, then I'll like purchase it, you know. So it's like, oh, they're like, okay, I need to see whether or not like this is going to be useful for me, and if I do so, it'll like, I'll go purchase. And then it's like, okay, that's fine, because you're just using it as a tool to see you know, if what you want is actually what you want. But like some of it is just, I'm lazy, like kind of, and I want to use this for a convenience, and now I'm like, okay, now you're just, now this is like disingenuous, it's not craft. Like this is a disingenuous, like you're trying to be, it's almost like you're trying to be cool, but like you're cheating in a way where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to be part of this group,
it's
shortcut
almost
my way
stolen
there.
valor in a really awkward way, where it's like, I want to make half decent art and pretend that I made it, when in actuality, well, because like, it's not even that, right? Because it's like a lot of people who generate AI art will tell you that it's AI art, but they'll act as if it's like as valid, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, like if you want to make like AI art of like some stuff random and you're telling people this is AI art, then it's like, okay, fine. At least like you're not trying to be part of the community. You're just trying to be like, this is whatever. And I'm
no,
like,
but
okay,
I mean, like, if you're telling people that this is AI, if like, I don't know. I guess because in my mind, it's the type of person who's doing that is the type of person who's trying to get credit for the art, quote unquote, that they're generating.
But that's the thing. Normally, at that point, too, I think they would be trying to make money off of that, and I'm definitely not.
And then that already crosses the line that you.
That crosses the monetary line. Like, if like you show me like an AI art thing that you made, I would just be like, okay. Like, obviously, I know you didn't make it. It's just something maybe fun that you were like, you know, I had this interesting like prompt idea in my mind that I don't have like the art skills to do it, but I'll just like make it to show like me. You show me, and then you'd be like, yeah, maybe I'll have it like commissioned and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's fine, because even though you're sharing it with me, I know obviously your intention is to do whatever, right? Even though it like involves me as well.
The follow-up that I gave this person that I thought was kind of interesting. Oh, gee. Oh, Thurman's fucking dead. Shit. That's bad.
Oh, you killed me.
Yeah. Everyone else is doing not great, so let's send out Tambourine. Hopefully Mylodika can, like, solo this, essentially. But, sorry, what was I saying? The thing that I said to them, and I don't know, maybe this is just, like, a really extreme instance, maybe, but the thing that I was saying was that I think even the world's shittiest stick figure drawn with genuine intent is worth more than the most beautiful AI art thing you've ever seen. Because at least, like, you put effort into it. Even if the result is quite subpar, the fact that you put effort in means that it's valuable. You know?
Yeah, obviously, like, I think there's a value to, like, human expression that does not exist via AI, you know?
Oh,
so
this Metang is really
like,
strong, Saba, fuck. Oh, he's paralyzed! No! Oh, Mylodika's fine. We're good. Sorry. Making a lot of noise for apparently nothing.
I've been following along, because it's actually been, like, they've been trying to help me in this game, but apparently, I'm, like, 39 turns in, and even with their assistance, I haven't won. I'm just not good at this game. I'm just not good at this game.
I never would have guessed that Saba would be bad at video game.
It's not even a video game. It's like a traditional game. Like, it's just 5 in a row. It's like the most basic thing you can get.
There we go. Goodbye, Metang. I believe that's it. Oh no.
Oh no.
But yeah. So I mean, I can check that off the list. I would say that we've discussed it. I think that's it, right? I don't think I've posted anything in a while.
No, I don't think you had anything prior to that that isn't checked off.
I mean, I can't. Did I ever talk about the C-suite one?
That actually, I was literally just looking at that, and I'm like, I'm not sure actually if you have.
I can talk about that really briefly. The this would have been from months ago at this point, but it was I was having I was talking with somebody who works with C-suite executives quite frequently. And this was during that period of time where like Activision Blizzard was doing really poorly, and it was very obviously Bobby Kotick's fault. And it's like, why doesn't why is it never the C-suite that get punished? Because if the ultimate power in a public company is the shareholders, how is it even remotely possible that it's like regular like workers who are doing their job that get fired and not the C-suite who are making the bad decisions? And the thing that he answered with was that more often than not, when an executive gets in trouble, their main line of defense is, well, you can't fire me because I have too many other things in the pipeline. Because if you fire me, all these things that I'm planning for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years are going to go with me, and that would be really disruptive for the company.
That's the frustrating part about like management sometimes is like for as much as you probably should get rid of them, it's also hard to find other people to come in and take their place. Yeah.
Elevator key.
I totally imagine that. Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. That was just the, like, obviously this was more apropos when I had just had the conversation, but at this juncture, I thought it was, I don't know, just kind of interesting. Just the idea of like, that is, I can see how a dumb shareholder would hear that and be like, yeah, I guess we have to keep you, and not think about the fact that if this person caused the problems now, they're probably just going to cause even more problems over the next 4 or 5 years. You know?
That's the stupid thing about business. It's like people are actually way more short-sighted than they are long-term like oriented, which is stupid because technically if you're more long-term, you will be making more money that way.
Right, but I don't have the, but I want the money now. So.
Stupid. Yeah, but people stupid and
But Saba, I want the money right now. And you're keeping me.
You're very
you
greedy,
are
I know.
keeping me from my money, so I should get the harvest. I should be able to harvest your organs. You ungrateful little shit. I am the C-suite.
It literally made me play 77 turns with it before it let me win. Oh my god.
I think you're just really bad.
This time it's like, do you want me to like help you? And it essentially tells you a place to put the piece on, and that's why I was literally following it the whole time, and it took me 77 turns for it to finally decide to give me something. Ooh. Let me win this fight. Oh my god, I finally did it, Zach. In like 2 turns, I figured it out.
Congratulations.
First time. Okay, anything else? How's the tabletop stuff going along?
Well, obviously I've been in Vegas for a week, so I haven't been able to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's still going good. It's just, I don't know when I'm going to get back to it just quite yet. I was making a lot of progress when things were really good, and now I just feel really bummed, so I kind of just want to go back to bed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just need a bit of a break, like you said. We're still looking forward to it. Our 20 plus characters combined are just waiting for you.
We're getting there. We're getting there, I promise.
He probably says.
Because it was like, because the thing that I was working on was I just need to write down a lot of the mechanics. Because like, technically, like, I don't know, one of the guys on the server was saying this, where it's like, technically you don't need a rule book. Like, if it's just you and your friends, you guys can just agree on what the system is and does. And it's like, well, yeah, but I would hate for, like, me to come up with something on the fly, and then for someone to be like, well, that's not fair, that's not what it says in the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we don't have a book. So, indeed, yeah. I understand. I mean, like you said, some of us can just be like,
I'm sorry, what do you mean it can't be used now? I'm literally at the elevator. Fuck you. Oh, you know what? It's probably this. It's probably this control. Yeah, there you go. My bad. But yeah, I think I had just finished the rogue talent tree. Because it's like I did the math again, and it's like, okay, well, there's the base version of the system, and then there are 2 variants that you can swap to at level 3, 6, and 9. Not new ones each time, but just you can elect to swap over to the other track at those points. And it's like, okay, so actually, if I do the math out, instead of having 16 like classes to design for, which each have 12 levels, so what's 12 times 16? Whatever that number is. It's actually more like 16 times 28. Because I have to make all this other extra shit for, like, the tangent. And it's like, yeah, that's my bad. That's classic Zach doing the fucking... making things way more complicated than they need to be again.
Well, you're always able to, if you want, to do, like, a very lightened version, where you kind of just take the base of kind of what you're working with, and... But
that's the thing. But that's what I'm saying, Saba, where it's like, I have the base of what I want...
Yeah.
But writing it takes a while. That's the problem. Like, I know what all the variants of the Paladin do. But actually writing it down so that way I'm not just explaining it vocally every time is difficult, you know? Or not difficult necessarily, just tedious. But once again, we'll get there eventually.
We'll one day see the light of the table to then play the tabletop. It's true. I mean, it is good that you've gotten this far, you know.
I do feel quite happy about what I've done so far.
Oh. I genuinely do not know what's happening in the Pokemon game. All I know is that you're running around fighting. Hopefully that it's okay. That I'm paying attention.
The bad guys from the last game have come back and they're trying to take over the world again. But people are resisting them, so now the bad guys are resisting their resistance.
Like punching people in the face?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is the Rangers game like... Because clearly this is like the edgy version of Pokemon, right?
Kinda, yeah.
What's the Ranger? Is the Rangers... brighter, I guess?
Definitely brighter. Definitely not, like, it's definitely not more mature. It's just it's more heroic, I guess, if I had to, like, say, like, that's like the vibe. Because, like, you're a Pokemon Ranger, not a trainer. Your job is to go places and fix problems. Whereas, like, in this one and in the main Pokemon series, you're just kind of wandering around a little bit.
Well, because you had, was it Pokemon... Are there dungeons? Is that what the title was again?
Which one?
Pokemon... Like, Explorers of Sky. What was the pre-word?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That was the mystery was the part that, where it's like, that's pretty, like... bubbly and bright
with moments of it being really fucked up.
yeah, but like on the surface level, it's definitely like really bright. Like on the surface level, if you were to look at this game, they're like, what in the like you said, Final Fantasy is going on here? So, okay, because there's so many like extra games that I'm just like not aware of existing, which is pretty fun to I guess learn about it at the same time.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's like, because like, we're never gonna play Pokemon Conquest on stream. I can tell you that for free.
Okay,
I want to do Shadows over Almia and Guardian Signs because I never played Guardian Signs, but people tell me that it's good. But then again, people told me fucking Super Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was good too, and I think that was fucking copium.
On stream, it just wasn't great, you know.
Sorry?
It could have also been that. Maybe on stream, it also just wasn't great. It could have also been that.
I would hard disagree with that, just because fucking Explorers of Sky was great on stream. Things were like, yeah, it was annoying when they kept repeating their dialogue over and over and over, but at the same time, at least shit happened. Do you remember how many hours we had to stream before we even got to the main city?
We did make fun of that. We were just like, it's just over this hill, like 25 years later, and we still hadn't made it.
Later.
That was pretty funny.
And once again, people have told me posthumously again that it's like, oh, well, you beat the game, now the game finally starts. And I'm like, bitch, that was like fucking 30 hours.
Yeah, that was really funny.
It's like one of those things where like they say like, oh man, this anime is really good. You just have to get through seasons 1 through 5 of 16. And I'm like, fuck you.
1 through 6, that is a lot of anime to watch, yeah. Oh.
Have you perhaps caught a Trapinch or a Wooper? I have caught a Trapinch, but I'm keeping that bitch.
Talk down to him. Get out of here, Trapinch. Never mind. Stay there. But look Trapinch. Like you're sad.
I love Trapinch.
Oh, I thought we said Grant was gonna be late.
I mean, what he said was that he had to go to the urgent care.
Oh God.
Scoozy, but he was gonna go early. Is what he said. So I don't know. I'm assuming if he's not here that he's
left of like stream that hopefully he's not dying.
We're not an hour late. We have 45 minutes left of stream.
Oh, we were like kind of.
We were half an hour late, and we're just gonna go for until the one. Oh wait, we're just going to wait. How did that math work out? Well, I guess you're right. I guess we do have a half an hour. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, like we started a bit later because of the thing, but I think it's still fine. We finish off.
I mean, we were chit chatting, but. We might have been, I guess we might have been chit-chatting for like 40 minutes. My bad. Ah! Shop it and leave off. I would still love a Mylodika. I would still love a Macros. I would still love a Gardevoir.
I would still. Yes. That's the answer to this question.
We're supposed to be starting the Obojima campaign on Wednesday.
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
We had a session 0 where it was just me, Emerald, and the DM Sam, who all were just talking about whatever, and it seemed like we were all pretty excited for it, which is cool. I'm hoping that level of excitement continues because now there's 2 new people.
There's 2 new people. Okay, that's better. That's even more people.
It's even more people. However, I will say, the 3 people who have said what their fucking characters are, we all sound like none of us sound like protagonists.
that may seem a little. I don't know. You guys could be the what is it? The like your group actually consists of like sidekicks.
No, I mean
And
that's
then you
probably what
turn
we're gonna
around
end up
and
being.
the main protagonist.
Because I'm a bubblegum pink kobold. Emerald is a like vibrant red Dara that looks like a chipmunk, so it has like a big tail and puffy cheeks. One of the other people is a frog druid, but they're like black and purple. They look like a poison dart frog. And then the last one apparently wants it to be a surprise. So we don't know what their character is.
I like the idea that like normally like Dave's is a surprise, and then it just turns out to be another like macho man.
another just like bully guy.
Yeah, but it is always usually fun because it's like the twist of what is it like? Last time I remember at least it was a like Australian. What's his name?
It was like something Thurston.
Let me just make sure I'm thinking of the right person. Yes, Steve Irwin. It was like a Steve Irwin-esque character.
But it was for like SCP monsters.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. Alright, well that's Rail Nado. Excited. Real excited. It is fun. Are you going to make your own little character sheet thing as well?
I'm supposed to do
Like
it before. I'm supposed to do it by the end of day Tuesday, yeah.
Okay. Because it's clearly you must have just like talked about the character then, I guess.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Well, because it was like I don't know. Maybe it's just because I overthink literally everything, but I was genuinely surprised to kind of hear that the DM didn't really have an idea for a plot. And so he essentially just took my character's backstory and was like, yeah, let's use that for the plot. And I was like, what? Because like the way I thought my character was going to be, I was like, okay, there's a festival of monsters which happens which happens once a year on the full moon. You can't go to the monster festival. You can only stumble upon it or be taken there, right? Like that's the only way of finding the festival of monsters. But me and a bunch of other street urchins just so happened to stumble across it, and we decided to steal a bunch of shit. So I stole candy from like a monster's candy shop, essentially. And as punishment, I was cursed to be a kobold, right? Like a bubblegum pink kobold, right? That was my character. And so the guy was like, okay, well, what if we did this? What if the shop owner was like a bard of masks, like a masks bard, and their punishment, their curse, was that they put a kobold mask on you, so you turned into a kobold, and you can't remove it until your debt is paid. And your debt being like the stuff that your friends damaged. Because while I was stealing candy, these other people who I didn't know at the time were causing havoc in the back. And so because I was the one causing the distraction, I'm the one who has to pay the debt. I mean, everybody does. Like, everybody has their own thing, but I don't know. It was just like my point, I guess, was just that it was like he had no idea going in to the thing, and it was just like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's use that.
Well, that's cool. Look, you're inspiring the other people.
I guess so.
But I mean, there probably is like some, what is it, like inspiration campaigns that the creators of the Onijima, right? They would like Obojima, that they would probably be like, yeah, if you want a cool place to start, here's like a thing for you.
No, I mean they do. It's in the book and stuff. It was just the like I don't know, because that was one of the things that he said as well, was just like, yeah, you mentioned the Festival of Monsters, but I didn't find it anywhere in the book. And I was like, yeah, because it wasn't in the book. It was on the Discord server. Someone talked about it, and I thought the idea was really fun. It feels very Ghibli-esque.
Okay, that'll be yeah. That if it's on the Discord server, then I'm like, oh, okay, you got then just lucky to find that. But that's pretty cool. You managed to see that and incorporate it.
But I don't know, because like you know me, like I'm allergic to not homebrewing stuff, so it feels a little weird. That's all. I hope it goes well, and then obviously with like recent history, I'm really hoping that the people don't, crucify me.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'm hoping to, like, I don't know. I woke up at 7 a.m. today, and I was so fucking exhausted, but I was like, I can't go back to sleep. I have shit to do today. I have stream. I have chores. I have. I wanted to talk to my grandmother because I have it in 2 weeks. You know.
Yeah.
Remind me, which of the campaigns are you most excited for us to do eventually?
I mean, there's. I haven't yet consolidated all of my stuff again. Like they're all like scattered about. But I do remember liking the idea of like a Zelda campaign.
I do really want to do that one.
So there's that, and obviously the Pokemans one.
The one where, wait, the mystery dungeon one or the regular?
The mystery dungeon one, I think.
I'll say I'd love to do the mystery dungeon one. That one would be really fun. Oh no! I want to learn Psybeam, please. Yes, better than confusion.
I'm so bad at this game, Zach. I cannot. I'm not good at. I'm so bad at the game.
Name me one game that you're good at.
Okami.
She got me.
Because I remember you not believing me, even though I did do it. It was great.
I mean, you still never proved that you did it, but I have to just trust you.
It's true. I spent a long freaking. We would not have had the time to do that at all. But
forget time. I was so fucking done with the game at that point. I was like, oh my god, get me the fuck out of here.
You're like, I genuinely do not need to do this right now. It's true. And I'm like, yeah, you are correct. You don't need to get this.
We did get something though, right? But there was like a collectible, and if you get all the collectibles, you get like a special weapon. It was like a bead necklace, I think.
Yeah, I think you managed to do that, and then it was I think all we were missing is like there was like these trials or something, right?
There was definitely combat trials where you were supposed to do 100 of them in a row, and I was like, fuck no.
I'm not doing it. Yeah, that was the thing that I was taking, and I think by that point, like the screen was starting to really fill up, and Zach, you were just like, I do not want this anymore. So that was pretty funny. Man, I just was reminded that they're making an Okami too. I was gonna be like, wow.
Yeah, I know. Like that's crazy. I'm very excited for that.
Real excited for that too. Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Wouldn't it be awesome if Okami 2 was essentially just Okami 1 again, but they like actually made the second and third games good?
I mean, you didn't think they were bad. You were just like, I wish I had like a break in between them.
Because the thing was that, and I talked about this in the past too. So I'll remind you. I'll remind the conversation, I guess. But the thing with the first game, or we'll just call it Act 1 or whatever, right? The thing with Act 1 is that you have incremental progress along the way, like as you're doing your adventure, such as like, you know, restoring the land, healing the environment, so on and so forth. Like you have incremental process along the way, unlocking new abilities, so on and so forth. Whereas like once you get into Act 2, it becomes long stretches of just like, okay, now you're just going through this environment. And like, sure, your progress is the fact that you got to the end of the environment, but like, it doesn't really change much, I guess. You know?
I do kind of. It almost felt like a play, right? But like we weren't prepared for the other two acts of this play.
Well, I mean, I would like to reiterate. Like, I genuinely, I do think Act 3 is not a good game, because the entire thing takes place on that ice island in that ice factory.
Yes, I did.
It is. Yeah, it's the two owls that are both clockwork, and that like. Boring as sin, genuinely. But I can see what they were going for. Because once again, it's supposed to be like a retelling of like classic Japanese fables through the lens of video games. And it's like, yeah, that's sick. I like that a lot. It's just, I don't know. I guess like... Because once again, you'll remember that like when you defeat Orochi at the end of Act 1, the idea is that his soul splits in half, and then one of them becomes the nine-tailed fox, and then the other one becomes the owl. Or whatever, right? Or the owls. And it's like, okay, so you have the connective tissue there. Just make it so that way you're still doing incremental progress along the way. Like, I don't know.
I will say the ice island right at the end, it does feel pretty, like... Because I see, it's been so long. Like, I mainly remember... like towards the beginning where it's like you enter into like the valley, and then you have like the underwater palace, and then
incorrect. Underwater palace is Act 2.
No, sorry, when I say, I guess it was okay, underwater,
because the underwater palace is what you use to get to Monster Island.
It's the palace behind, like there was a palace behind the wall, right? That hidden wall.
Yes, that was a different thing. Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking about that one, and then I am thinking about the town.
The town that was like all poison?
Yeah, like the main city.
That's Act 2.
Yeah, that is Act 2, and that's obviously memorable because it's like you finally make it to the city.
Right, the city that they've been talking about the whole thing, and then it turns out that, oh my god, it's just another big, long segment of, like, trying to do shit. It's like, oh my god!
So there's that, and then obviously I remember our little, like, talisman dude, because rest in peace.
You don't even remember his name!
I put his name somewhere. All I do is I remember his visage, his beautiful, his beautiful spirit.
He was the speedy talisman, right? It was like a speed challenge.
But he was very honorable. He was like,
I will now kill myself because you won.
But yeah, I was like, I've like lived and I have done what I was like, oh my god, this is so sad. Like this is very intensely sad right at the end, whatever this segment was.
We are obviously approaching the end of stream because I am lost. I have no idea. What? Someone said something. Someone sent me an email about like, oh, go to Pyrite Town and talk to the person who lost their Pokemon. And I'm like, okay, cool. Where are they? Doesn't tell me. God, it seems to be right down again. Oh! We have 20 minutes until end of stream.
Though I may faint from lack of food sooner.
Stop bitching.
And also lack of winning.
Hi. Hello, gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Gentile.
Gentile. Like, did I tell you the idea that I had for how the pantheon of gods would work in the fucking Dragon's Quest-esque TTRPG?
No, I don't think I know enough about
that would be the one that would, by the way, that would be the one that you made the Q-Guite witch for.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
that would be that setting. the idea, the concept, I guess, was that the low level pantheon, like not the low level, but like they're still gods, but like the accessible pantheon, it's merit based in the sense of like there is a mountain like a la Mount Olympus. Getting to the top of it is already really hard, and then when you get to the top, it takes you, like, if you're worthy, I guess, it takes you to like the realm of the gods, and then you have to physically control a portion of the realm of the gods that represents the stuff that you are associated with, right? So like in real life, Poseidon would control the part of the realm of the gods that was associated with like the seas, but then also horses and also, you know, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So the idea being that technically, if you wanted to, that could be a thing that you could do, but it's also completely merit-based. It's not based on, like, morals or anything like that. So you could absolutely have a bad guy, like a really, really bad person who just goes up there and fucking ousts another god and just takes over and starts doing a bunch of evil shit.
Sure. Yeah, like, you know, like Olympus-related, Greek-related things.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea of that. Obviously, I'm the one who came up with the idea, so I hope I like it. But at the same time, it's just the, I really like it when a pantheon is just kind of, like, you have your main association, sure, but then you just have a bunch of random shit that you're associated with as well. Because it's like, well, someone needs to be associated with this, so might as well be you.
Yeah, they're just like, you have a proud figure. It's like, yes, I'm known for storms and
I am the
death
god of
and
sea and
all of-
storm, and also ponies.
And also ponies, yeah, like, and also apparently little kitten sounds. I don't
know where
it
that
wasn't
came
my
from,
fault.
but it's here somewhere.
Yeah, it's like a list that like they don't add to. It's just like based off of what is it? People in the world
within the
like,
system, because
being
the
known
idea is that
as
the
him.
realm of the gods is a realm of metaphysical concepts made physical. So, like, the sound of
Yeah.
meowing, or just the concept of cats in general, would be represented as, like, a spirit, and whoever controls that spirit is the person who's associated with cats.
Yeah, so it's like that's why I was just a list of. They don't control it. It's just whatever people's beliefs are, and they're like, yes, it appeared on my list, and apparently I have to own it now. So,
Like,
here I
I am the god of love, but also divorce and hatred and murder. It's like, so you're the god of strong emotions? Shut up.
Don't talk about. I'm also the god of silence. Time to die.
Like, I think I told you about this, where it's like the Zeus equivalent, the Zeus analog, would be the god of truth, where the idea is that he's the god of, like, time and truth and the future and all this stuff, where he is silent, he does not speak, because anything he says automatically becomes the truth, and he understands that that could be really fucking dangerous if he's not careful.
Oh, I memean that is pretty. I do like that, but that kind of sucks for the guy.
No, it would be your classic, like, Zeus thing where, like, he would just, I don't know, it would be a lot of non-vocal communication.
Yeah, he's just learned to live with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like he can't speak. he definitely can. I don't know. I'm just imagining in my mind, just like, you piss off Zeus so bad that he goes, "You were never existed," and then you just vanish from reality.
And then you see like hair in the back being like, Zeus, not again. He's like, ugh, god dang it.
He's like, "I am sorry," and that's way you know it's the truth.
That's pretty funny. Togepi! And Logan was trying to run away. Ah! Can't believe you murked an innocent child.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll do it again.
Okay, that should have been It should have been me.
There he is, finally. Jesus.
Oh
Please
my god, look
please
at
be
him.
Ralts, man. Don't fake out, you piece of shit. Like, I remember that was another thing as well, where it's like, I remember telling somebody that, like, the Zeus equivalent is, like, the god of time and truth and all that jazz. Oracles, whatever. And, somebody was like, okay, so it's, like, the equivalent of, like, Satan, the god of lies? And it's like, no, the god of lies is the same god, is the god of theater, is the god of acting, is the god of games.
Oh, I see, because it's a performance. Obviously, those things aren't really happening.
You know, and it's like, yeah, that's not inherent. Like, lying is not inherently evil. If you want, like, the god of malice, then yeah, that's different.
Because that's evil. Indeed. Ugh, my back really hurts. Ugh, I don't know what's happening.
How you feeling about Split Fiction tomorrow?
I'm excited. I can't wait to be bothered by something in the narrative again, but the gameplay will be
I mean, I'm not
fantastic.
gonna lie, Saba. No one said anything. I have seen no rhetoric from anybody about
Except the reference to the previous.
That doesn't. That's
what
whatever.
I know. That doesn't mean it's funny.
But
No!
yeah. He's like, no, not more.
No, it's just I wanted Ralt, not Natsu. Because it's like, oh yeah, you can capture it and then it will stop showing up. Well, guess what?
Yeah, but it's like maybe it's like one per turn or something.
Just annoying.
One per fight. Why, you don't want a bird that can see the future?
I don't give a shit. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. Because that was the other thing. That was the other thing as well, was that I had a different idea for a theology that was based on like kind of fundamental Hinduism, where the idea is that there is technically one god, but also an infinite number of gods. Where it's like, so like the god on high, quote unquote, would be reality, or just like existence, period, right? But then as you break that down into its fundamental parts and you create like a hierarchy, that is a unique god that has dominion over that concept, but they are also every other god simultaneously. So it's like, if you wanted to, I don't know, like the god of salad would also be associated with the god of agriculture. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, okay, I think I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would just follow it up, but then you could also follow it back down. So like technically the god of salad would also be the god of yo-yos. But you just have to like trace it backwards through the lineage.
Yeah. Okay. I think I get that. There's a lot of God talk in this one. I was like, interesting.
Well, because it's an interesting part of world building, where it's like, if you specifically want a universe, if you want to make a world that has no like divine power, you absolutely can. But then it starts feeling crummy because technically you are, right? Like the author, like you're the god of that reality, because you can make anything you want. So it's like, I don't know. There's like a weird thing where it's like, if you put too many happenstance, it starts feeling weird. So having a little bit of flavor in there helps. That's all.
I mean, it's like, you know, we have to always base things based off of our own reality too, even in the fantastical sense, just so people can understand
Well, I mean,
it.
yeah, you have to be able to
those are one of
connect.
the things. Yeah.
Thunder punch this bitch. No, don't fake out. I'm so sick of this move. Damn it. Oh my god, they both faked out? You literally just wasted my turn. Damn it. You know what I'll probably end up doing, Saba? And I want you to give me, like, metaphysical permission to do this. What if I just go back to the list of classes and just don't make the subclasses?
I mean, sure, if you want something, because it's like you can always have something to work with and just go through the main stuff, and then later on, slowly you can add subclasses.
That's what I was thinking. Because it was just like, I don't know. It's just like, I really wanted there to be like the equivalent of like a Gloomstalker Ranger, and then also a Beastmaster under the Ranger like class. But I'm thinking about it now, and it's just like, I don't know. I did definitely overcomplicate shit, I think. And that's often why I go on hiatus for these projects, is that it's like, oh, I burnt myself out by trying to add 18 billion
well, that's
things.
the thing. You can put like a note down, like, okay, Beastmaster, Gloomstalker. You can still have that, but maybe like take a step back then and try to like approach it from a different point, like you're saying.
Yeah. I could probably do that. So I won. I got a Natu.
Nice. Not who you were looking for, but
In the slightest.
You got a TM.
Wow.
Did such a great job.
Your battle toy is ready.
Your everyone is ready.
Your Freddy is ready. What?
Ready, a Freddy.
We're gonna have so many Pokemon to purify next stream, by the way. Can you give me my thing, please? Give me the guy in the middle. Thank you. Ah! I forgot about the Natu boy.
Oh, the name?
No, I did that.
Don't think about it.
No, it was renaming the box by accident.
Oh, the box.
Yeah.
So are these guys purified?
Yeah. Well, so they're purified, but I had to take them to the totem in the forest to finish it.
Oh, okay, because I was like, they still are flashing purple.
They're flashing purple and white.
They're reformed evil.
No, 4 minutes.
I like the idea that it's like they're just having like these intrusive evil thoughts, and essentially what's happening, you throw a bunch of Pokemon on them, and they're just like they're like therapists, and they're like, it's okay to feel bad, man, and that's how they slowly purify them over time.
Through acceptance and communication.
Okay.
I am good to call it there. I'm gonna go have lunch. I think I'm actually gonna have a fucking ibuprofen first. I think I'm inflamed. I'm not sure though. Alright. Bye, Sabo. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
No.